Welcome to China News Update. This earthquake that struck Myanmar, Thailand, and surrounding area was devastating. In the video, this was the office tower for the State Audit Office of Thailand, and the construction was a joint venture project of China Railway No. 10 Engineering Group and an Italian Thai company. Perhaps it was the only building to collapse in this devastating earthquake affecting Thailand and surrounding countries, of course. But the CCP will make excuse saying that, oh yeah, the building wasn't completely finished, there's no reinforcement set in place, all of the base structures and everything, it wasn't ready to be put to the test. But we all know this is a tofu dreg construction. Just look at the way it collapses. It just crumbles as if there's really no structure to speak of. Not even any physical resistance seems to have been added to the material there. Now, China Rail 10th Engineering had issued a report last April, essentially saying that the main structure of this new built audit building had been successfully capped. What that tells us is that the building itself, at least the fundamental structures like the foundations, laying down the concrete and putting everything up, right? Sure, there's no windows, but it shouldn't fall like that. But of course, that article was deleted right after the earthquake happened and videos came out. Now, sadly, many workers are still trapped inside. Some report 80 plus of them.
Okay, so I'm literally finished editing this video and then I come across this online, all right? This is a document from the 10th Engineering Bureau from the China Railway Station. In a document, they claim they have this really good, they even mentioned the name of the building that collapsed in what is essentially is a ultra high level earthquake detection system in which the base of the building is able to kind of like maneuver and act according to the quakes compared to the traditional structure. So actually they were touting that this was a better structural support against earthquakes than the traditional one. So the irony is absolutely crazy right now, and I can't believe this just came out as I finished. But yeah, so they literally have a document here. This came out in 2022. And they were even touting this project too, and yet here we go. Probably the most insane slap in the face ever.
Other videos that we've seen of the different buildings, yes, they were shaking. You're seeing water fall from the top of the roof of the high-rise building, but it did not crumble like this one here. And so it's clear that this building's earthquake resistance is insufficient. Just the way that buildings crumble like it's made of card or tofu. Well, the lesson here is to never trust the CCP's Belt and Road initiatives and its ventures, and of course, the construction quality. Prepare for the worst. Remember the train station collapse in Serbia? That was also part of the CCP's Belt and Road doing. Now, tofu dreg is causing major harms across the world. On November 1st, 2024, the canopy of the Novi Sad railway station collapsed, ending 14 people on the spot, with more injured. And the collapse led to widespread public concern in Serbia. Many people were questioning the structural integrity and, of course, oversight for these infrastructure projects. And then they launched an investigation into the cause of the incident, but public frustration grew because they were demanding accountability. But guess where you're going to find accountability? The building itself, the original version, was constructed in 1964, but Chinese companies took on the renovation from 2021 to about July of 2024. And of course, through China's Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese companies, they came in and they finished this project in July that year. But guess when it collapsed? A few months later, 4 months to be precise, in November. So the construction itself for the renovation was done by China Railway International Company Limited and China Communications Construction Company Limited, both part of that Belt and Road. Within 4 months, the building couldn't last. Now, the official cause of the collapse is still under investigation with of course, all of the behind-the-scenes dealings that the Serbian government had with the Chinese contractors. But as recent as March 15th, massive protests have been happening across Serbia, and a lot of these are coming from people who are basically fed up with the way that the government have been using Belt and Road and not putting the Serbian people's lives as the most valuable there is. But still, the question is, what's going to be the credibility for Chinese construction after this? I just hope that people, countries, governments actually take a notice of these type of things, right? It is very dangerous. And that's why I always say Chinese tofu dreg construction is really a danger. All right, before we continue to our next story, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Many of you are watching the show but are not subscribed. Well, we're going to be doing a lot of these news updates every single week. To catch up on the latest when it comes to China and everything around China, make sure to subscribe so you never miss one of these episodes right away. All right, on to our second topic. International student from China spent over 2 million yuan or 275,000 US dollars in currency exchange on dog clothes. Some of them costing 4,000 to 5,000 yuan each piece. And so if you look that into the reality of salaries in China, that's a salary of what a worker doing construction or labor jobs will make in a month. People doing welding, bricklaying, or just general labor make that much in a month, and she's spending it on dog clothes. Now, this video here shows the faux tour. You get a beautiful closet full of small garments. People would think that it belongs to a child, but no, it's for little doggies. And along with things like drawers full of hair clips, dog leashes on the side, and every other grooming need for a dog to look pretty. The problem isn't that it's her money so she can spend it however she wants. It's not like that. The problem is that this type of lifestyle from a Chinese international student usually means two things. One, their parents are ultra rich and can afford to send them abroad. Or the second, the parents are CCP officials who are ultra rich by means of corruption, also can afford to send their kid abroad. So if it's the latter, that means the money is not a really good source of money because they got it from people. You know, you got kids in China who can't even afford to eat meals in classrooms, and then here you get her spending $275,000 worth of dog clothing. All right, our third topic today, China's job market is just bizarre and crazy. This video here shows a job fair where many jobs require either a PhD or to be a member of the Communist Party or have something like 5 years of experience.
社科啊，得要博士后，这里全是博士。啊，这里都是博士，全是博士吗？这里全是博士。可以。是硕士吗？是。可以，希望可以。他招几个人啊？招3个人都给我。反正不多，反正不多。
我说正式之后，视频剪辑的工作，他们是在6千左右。啊，那有5险，没有预计。啊。现在
要10年以上经验，3年以上。是党员吗？不是党员。转正难度大吗？
让你干得好的，得到部门认可，基本就能转正。
啊。
保底5000。
保底5000，然后
1金。
单休双休？单休。单休。
底薪是4000，会有4000的绩效。
啊。
And here they also mention how, well, you know, we're paying you 4,000 yuan a month, which again is how much a bricklayer or a general construction worker would make. If you have a college diploma, if you just got a bachelor, well, it's not a good job for you. And this photo here shows a pretty interesting side of the job market in China. So for one position, according to this commenter, they received over 13,000 applicants for one position. Okay, and every year in the summer, which is coming again, about more than 1 million or so graduates from college enter the job market looking for a job. So imagine every year as you have less and less available jobs, but you still have that same number of 1 million plus, usually like 1.2 million people who are fresh out of college. Yeah, that's a huge pile of people who just simply aren't getting the right job, right? But you're saying, oh, well, they can work other kinds of positions like hard labor or delivery or, you know, go work at a bar or Starbucks. But that's not the point of getting that education, right? We're not talking about liberal arts degrees. We're talking about a valuable degree like engineering or science or, you know, something that's not like a creative writing, right? But even then, you know, some people are willing to do whatever it takes to get a job as long as it's in an office setting. Maybe you'll work as a video editor or a professional writer, whatever the case may be. But of course, those jobs are not asking for things like a master's or a PhD, and they're not looking for the fresh graduates from bachelors. And let's talk about our next topic. This one, our favorite app, Rednote, the CCP spy app we all love. Some users have been reporting that the app has been visiting their data something like 92,000 times in 30 days. Now, most of it is location data. But the second place, WeChat, another app from China, only did so about 900 times in 30 days. Still a lot. That's like 30 times a day. But the point here is 92,000 a month? That's crazy. Now, Rednote claims it's normal. And of course they're going to say it's normal. When they take your personal data, and by the way, location is not the only thing that they harvest. Personal information like, you know, your age, your birthday, perhaps even your medical information, perhaps your address, phone numbers, and all of these things. Yeah, TikTok also does that. But anyways, the point here is that if I asked you where you are going 92,000 times a month, you think I was a stalker, right? Do you think I would be a normal guy? Nobody would be asking those kind of questions. Now, other users also reported that they got something like 50,000 times. Most of it, again, 90% of it is location data. But I'm just saying you really shouldn't be getting that type of numbers. And of course, Rednote has said that they're not going to be releasing or disclosing personal information randomly to strangers. It's just they're keeping it for themselves. But if you've been on Rednote or you've seen my videos about Rednote recently, you'll know that the app is heavily censored. And for them to know where you are at, well, if you happen to post something very much against the CCP's guidelines, will they be able to find you really quickly? Of course they can. And so location data is quite sensitive as well. All right, that's it for today's China News Update. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, comment below your thoughts on our topics and stories today, and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.